Now, again, those are extreme examples. I understand everyone watching this maybe doesn't want to be a professional athlete or whatever, but like I described with that timetable there, hi guys, how are we? For those of you new here, I'm a psychology student trained to be a therapist, so on this channel we talk about positivity, mindset, well-being, mental health and all things like that. So if that sounds of interest, stick around. You will never be consistent just listening to your feelings. That is just a reality. The reason for that is no one in the world is motivated 24/7. That's just not how we're built. We have good days, we have bad days, we're in the mood to do stuff some days, we're in the mood to do stuff other days. Things like going to the gym, going for runs, going for walks, eating healthy, going to bed early, waking up early, reading, meditating, whatever it is, those things are often either uncomfortable or seem a bit boring or seem a bit difficult. They are not things that you are going to be in the mood to do 24/7. This is why habits and routines and everything like that is so important, because it shifts you from a place of needing a reason to do something, i.e. being motivated, to needing a reason not to doing something, i.e. feeling so unwell, ill, whatever it is, to not do the run or gym or whatever it is that you've agreed to do. So your alarm goes off at 6 a.m. on a Tuesday, and Tuesday, let's say for example, is 5k day. Like Monday you've done weights in the before work, Tuesday you do a 5k. If you have no plan, if you have no routine, no habit, and you just said to yourself Monday night, oh, I'll do a 5k tomorrow, you wake up Tuesday morning, 6 a.m. alarm goes off and you're like, oh, like, just said I was going to do 5k, but I don't really feel like it, so I'm not going to do it. Whereas if every week you have Monday's gym, Tuesday 5k, Wednesday's pool day, Thursday's day off, Friday, whatever it is, you now wake up on those days, your 6 a.m. alarm goes off and you're like, cool, this is what we do today. Rather than waking up and going, am I in the mood to run 5k? You wake up and go, do my legs work? Cool, right, let's go give that run a crack. And that's the mindset shift that you've got to have, and that's why these routines and habits are so important. I think this is the problem, and I certainly used to be guilty of this, of even little things like going to the gym with no plan. Like if you walk into the gym not having a clue what you're going to do and you're like, oh, I'll just see what machines are free, you're not going to get anything done. Like that's the stupidest idea ever. Same way, if you are completely governed by what mood you're in, you're never going to actually achieve anything. You're never going to be consistent, because our moods aren't consistent. No one has good days every day. No one is disciplined. Sorry, I should say no one's motivated 24/7. People who do things that are difficult even when they don't want to, they do the right things even when they're not in the mood to, those people aren't motivated, they're disciplined. And that's a good thing, because that's what separates the people who like kind of say they want to get fit, or say they want to, all those people, to the people who actually do it. And the only difference is the people who actually get to where they want to go to did what they needed to do even when they didn't want to do it. That's why we respect often very rich people who have made their own business, or especially people like professional athletes, the amount they've sacrificed, the amount they got up and went for those runs when it was pissing with rain, or went and trained when it was pouring with rain and freezing cold, got up at 5 a.m. when it was dark in the middle of winter when everyone else was there. That's why we respect those people, because we know they had to do those things to get to where they are. Now, again, those are extreme examples. I understand everyone watching this maybe doesn't want to be a professional athlete or whatever, but like I described with that timetable there, for example, if you just said, cool, like Monday's push day, Tuesday's 5k, Wednesday's pool day, Thursday break, Friday legs, another run, Saturday, Sunday break, whatever. That's not the diary of a professional athlete. That's the diary of someone who takes their health seriously and just wants to be in shape. Again, with eating and diets and stuff like that, you don't have to be on 1100 calories every day, getting down to 6% body fat to be considered healthy. But think consciously about what you're eating, having this diet plan or whatever it is. And again, that's where when you're craving the burger or the chips or the chocolate or whatever, you can go, no, like I know what I'm supposed to be eating today. Whereas when you have no plan, when you're just listening to your feelings and you're hungry, what are you going to do? You're just going to go to the fridge and start grabbing whatever's in there. Or even worse, you're going to be food shopping when you're hungry, just throwing everything in off the shelves that you don't actually want or need. if you have these timetables and these routines and these habits, like, you know, if you're someone that's trying to make a difference, if the only reason not to go for a run or to go to the gym is because you don't feel like it, like, you know, in your heart of hearts that's a terrible reason, and you're gonna go, oh, like, oh, fine, like, I should probably go. Whereas if the only thing getting you to the gym is just being motivated or feeling like it, it's not going to happen. This may seem a bit contrary to my last video, I know, talking about sort of making habits desirable, and that is still important. But the reality is, no matter how desirable a habit is, especially if it's a difficult one, like, I love going to the gym. I genuinely have really enjoyed my running recently. Like, I really enjoy my 5Ks, and they are desirable because I desire the feeling I get afterwards, and I desire the fact that I'm doing it. But at the same time, when my alarm goes off at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, I'm not going to desire it that much. Like, I'm far more desired to lay in bed and get an extra hour's sleep where it's nice and warm. But I know deep down, listening to that feeling, if I purely go off emotion, if I'm governed by my feelings, it's not going to get me anywhere long term. And that is the thing, your feelings aren't necessarily wrong, but the reality is a lot of those feelings are what's good for you in the short term. Your brain is designed to protect you sort of in the short term. And yeah, if you're tired, your brain's going, oh, probably stay in the bed a bit longer. Your brain's going, oh, it's cold outside, we don't want to go outside and die of the cold, so let's stay indoors where it's warm. Those aren't wrong feelings, but we aren't in prehistoric times. You're not going to die outside in the cold. You can go for the run, be fine, but your brain doesn't necessarily know that. It's protecting you in a different way. But it's that long-term thinking, it's overcoming those emotions, that I don't feel like it kind of thing, that is going to actually really help you in the long term. And the beauty is, once you start seeing the results, I know this is certainly what I'm having. Like I said, I don't really desire when I wake up at 6 a.m. to go run 5K, but I've seen clearly so much the results that it's had on me physically, mentally, everything like that, that it's much easier for me to overcome that I'm not in the mood, because I know what I'm going to get at the end of it. So the irony is, the more you can stick to the plan, the easier it becomes. I think a lot of people misunderstand things like stoicism and stuff like that for just not having emotions, and that's not what it's about. Being a strong person isn't about having emotions, it's about not being dictated by your emotions. As Mark Manson says in The Subtle Art, do you know who else is dictated by their emotions? Dogs and babies. You don't want to be either of those things. If you're a fully grown adult, you should be able to overcome any emotion you have to do the right thing in any given situation. That's just what being an adult is, basically. And like I said earlier, those days where it's hard and it's difficult, you should enjoy them, because the struggle is what makes it worth it. If being in shape, being rich, being successful, whatever it is, was really easy, everyone would do it and it wouldn't mean anything. What's really good, when people look back and they've made it and they write their books and everything like that, the really cool bits are the bits where they nearly quit or they nearly gave up or whatever. Enjoy the struggle. It's part of the journey. It's not the end of it. Thank you for making it all the way to the end. I know it's a bit of a shorter one today. Do appreciate you guys who stick around. If you did find any of it useful, please do consider liking, subscribing, comment any other thoughts you have below. I drop 2 videos every week. As always, my socials are in the bio, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, take care, guys.